All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Pilates class. And we're going to start today rolling down onto your back right into footwork position. So you can sit upright, have your knees bent. Your arms can be forward, even to the back of your legs if you wish. And curve your spine down to your upper up curl. Fold the knees in, they're apart, the heels are together. Your hands support the back of your skull. You pull the head up and the elbows point down and in. Inhale to reach the legs up on a high diagonal. Pull the thighs together and frog the legs back in. You stretch the legs along and return. The angle of your leg should be what your abdominal wall can support without the spine arching. Try to keep the waistline pressed into the ground. You glide out long. You pull the heels in. Imagine pushing a heavy weight away and then dragging it in towards your tail. Try not to fall back as the legs come in or fall flat as the legs go out. So maintain that spinal position. Bring the legs in and we get a parallel leg soft point and you reach out, the toes softly pointing. You want to think of really reaching out through the balls of the feet so you don't overpoint the toes, causing your feet to cramp. But instead, even though the toes are floating off the ends of your body, imagine a little space between the toes, even while you're imagining there's no space between the rest of your leg. So you press out, you reach and stretch, you pull back in. You may need to change the height of the angle of your legs as you continue to work. Pull the legs in close and feel that little stretch in the back as the tail lifts slightly there. Now flex the feet and reach out with your heels, push it away, slide the heels back in. Keep pulling the toes back. You're flexing at the ankle and flexing through the foot itself. Here, reach forward through the inside of the foot, the ball of the big toe and the edge of the big toe, and pull the outer edge of the foot back in towards your calves. Let's reach again and pull back and do one more. This continual pumping helps pump the air in and out of the lungs. So we take the legs up high and we point the feet and flex. Roll heel ball toe, toe ball heel. Your gaze is still down on your navel. You're still trying to press the waist down. You're still using your hands to pull the head up, chin tucked in towards your chest. Legs squeezing together. Feel those inner thighs working, and also you'll feel the low abdominal wall engaged. Let's just go for one more. And then point, circle the arms forward and around, right into hundreds. We pump, inhaling and exhaling. Equal weight on the two sides of the body. You're looking straight down. Your nose is in line with your sternum, your navel, the pubic bone, and the edges of your feet. Slide right into that same central axis plane. The arms are steadily working here up and down. Try to really get some movement going here so that you can increase the work in your cardiovascular system. You want the heart to beat stronger with every pump of your arms. We're pulling air into the nose, into the mouth, and exhale, releasing it out. Think of the air spiraling in through the nose and going deep into the lungs, filling the very base of the lungs, which are like two big sacs here inside your chest. And then as you exhale, you can open the mouth and push the air out. One more breath here. Exhale completely. And then you can fold the legs in, lay your head down, and stretch the legs forward for roll up. Arms rise. They can start up at the ceiling or further back, depending on where you are today. Lift the arms, lift the head, neck, and shoulder. Exhale, coming up and rounding over yourself. Dive forward here, stretch out the back as you dive forward over your feet. And then we curl the tail up and slowly roll the spine back. Your arms higher gives you more work. So you release the belly down to release the spine down into the mat slowly. Arms stretch behind you, coming up again. Exhale forward, curve your body off the ground, suck the waist back into the curve of the spine. Diving over, eventually feet are flexed. So you get more stretch in the calves here also. And then let's bring it down again. Work your spine down slowly into the floor, lengthen out through the center of the soles of each foot. And you yawn your body open to the ceiling. Let's lift again. Try to pull the spine up one vertebra at a time. Like you're picking up a string of pearls, one glossy pearl after the next. And then you change your mind. You're not wearing them today, so you can lay down one pearl at a time into the black velvet jewelry case. Stretch the arms to reach them behind you, and one more time to lift. Exhale when you need it. It does get easier. The body warms up into this. Starts to feel better and better with each successive one as you stretch your body and warm up your core. Once you're down, we circle the arms around and move forward a bit for rollover. So you can fold the knees into your chest, extend the legs up to the ceiling and a little away, press your arms into the ground. And we're going to lift the legs and bring them over. We're parallel to the ground. Now here we want to flex the feet and open the feet about 4 inches. Imagine holding the space between the legs. Lower the feet if you can as you bring the spine forward, and then stretch the legs out to your working level. Point the feet, close them, and we go over again. We do 2 sets of 3 here. The first set, the legs lift while they're pointed and together. Then you separate and flex. Reach out through the center of your halo, looking up and back as the legs disappear from view. Feet are flexed on the way down and apart. And then we point the feet, close, and go over one more time like this pattern. Legs together, soft point, push into the arms, coming up and balance on your shoulders, not on your neck. Open, flex, lower the feet, stretch out the back line of the legs of the spine, and bring your spine down to the ground, and then reach the legs forward to a level that works. It's safe for your back, but it's challenging for your abs. Close, then open the feet, soft point. We go up and over here. Balancing here again on the shoulders. This time, close the legs and flex. Reach out through the heels like they're stuck on the wall behind you. Bring the hips down, and then you bring the legs forward and down out to what we call your working level, where you haven't disarranged your spinal curves. Open the feet, point, and we go up and over now. The hips go high. There's a little space here between your chest and the pelvis. Close, flex, and down you go. Try to pull the tail forward further along the mat than where you started. Reach the legs out. Point open. Last time here. Third one in the second set. So you come up, you balance on the shoulders, you balance on the length of the arms. Close, flex, and feel that stretch, hamstrings and calves. Bring the body down. You'll feel the stretch change as the angle of your legs and your body changes here. And now for tree, we're going to lower the left leg down. I need to scoot back. And take the right leg up in the air on a slight diagonal. So we're coming up. You lift the head, you look down your midline, bring the left hand to the back of the right leg, pull yourself up hand by hand. Avoid the back of the knee. Come up, leave both legs in position, one in the air, one along the mat. Sit tall and open the chest. And then we curl the tail up and roll back. So again, you move your spine to bring your hands down the leg. You press the hand up into the leg and the leg down into the hand. At the end, as you lay down, arms lengthen at your side, chest opens. Lift to come up again. Try not to look at the leg, but look just inside it. You keep your gaze on your midline. And lift here. And down we go again. The bottom leg, the grounded leg, your stationary leg, is flexed at the ankle, and the other foot is pointed up in the air. One more to lift. Slide the arms forward, pull from your abs, come all the way up, and try to sit right on your sits bones with as vertical a spine as possible. Inhale, bend the elbows, lift the leg, and exhale, release it out. Pick it up again, and exhale, release it forward. One more like that. Reach it away. You can walk your hands down, or you can go hands-free. More difficult. Hold the support here and go down slowly. Don't let gravity pull you to the ground. Work against it. And then the arms at your side. And we start the circles. So we lift the leg higher and take the leg across the body, lift the hip on the right side while keeping the left side grounded. The leg circles out, around, and up to the ceiling. So you stretch out here, spiral the spine off the floor, and then back onto it. The more you reach out through the center of the foot and really stretch the leg into space, the more you're going to feel that lengthening in the muscles in your legs and even into your waist and up into the armpit here. But you're also going to be opening and creating space in the joints. Let's come to the top, reverse. The leg goes out to the side, hold the left side grounded, pull it across and let the weight of the leg pull the right side up and off the mat and then back onto it again. So the shoulder girdle is going to stay heavy on the mat here, but you can lift the right side of the body and lower it back down from anywhere below that shoulder blade to the hip, to the sits bone. Draw a beautiful large circle in the air. And then let's come up to the top again. And from here, we scissor switch the legs for the tree on the other side. So the right leg down, the left one up, the right foot flex, and you point the foot, take it to a level where you can successfully come up, lift your head, and come up. And that's going to be your best guess, of course. You might need to adjust the angle of the leg as you practice. And of course, you want to challenge yourself too. Like, don't make it so low that it's easy to come up, but it's also frustrating to have it so high that you can't possibly lift. So go for that small challenge. Develop your strength and your flexibility incrementally here. We're reaching long with the spine along the mat as we go to the ground, and you lengthen the arms away. And one more to lift. Again, looking to the inside of the leg. Come all the way up, sit up tall. And now bend the elbows, pull the leg up. Feel that gentle stretch in the hamstring. Don't make it too crazy. You can always bend the knee a little bit as you lift the leg, as long as you still feel a stretch that you like. And then leave the leg in the air. Reach out with the arms, and we pull yourself down. Keep reaching forward through the fingertips and both feet, so the energy is pouring in the opposite direction from the movement of your body. Arms press, lift the leg, and we circle. Take it over. Again, keep the left shoulder blade down, but you spin the left side off the ground and then back onto it. So you reach, you stretch, and you move through the air. Occasionally, you'll feel like a little clunking in the hip, and that is something that's normal if you're feeling tight there. You can usually get rid of it by practicing with a TheraBand and reaching out longer into the foot. And then when you're going without the TheraBand, keep trying to imagine that you're pressing out into space with the foot here. Let's reverse. Take the leg out to the side and circle low across the body, spiraling with the left side off. The right side will rock a little bit, but it stays on the ground. You'll feel the weight of your body shift on the right side, but it's heavy onto the floor. Let's do one more circle here. And we'll lift it up and then bend that left knee into your chest, hug it in, and rock forward and up for rolling like a ball. So sit near the front third of your mat. Hold onto your shins, elbows are wide. Lift the tail and suck the belly into the curve of your spine. Press the feet together. Inhale to roll back. You lift the tail and roll your blades. And exhale, come forward to your balance point. The elbows are wide and forward so that your shoulder blades move away from your spine and your ribs can fall back. Your spine can fall back into a flexion, into a deep curve there. That makes it easier to roll. And we'll just do one more. Head and feet never touch while you're there. Now we'll hold on to the right leg, right hand to the ankle, left hand to the knee. Ab series, push the left leg away and roll back into your upper up curl. Inhale, let's switch the legs. Outside hand to the ankle and switch again. The legs shoot forward out of the socket and pull right into the chest wall. You're pushing down with the hands as you push up with the leg. Feel the arm muscles engage with that connection. And not only the arm muscles, but also the core muscles engage. That's what we're looking for. Pull both knees in, one hand to each shin. Double leg stretch. Inhale, reach, go long, circle the arms around, embrace the legs in. And you can stretch again and hug it in. You can also do the more advanced version where you slide the feet down along the mat, pick them up, and then embrace them in. So then again, you slide the feet down, they skate off the ground, they lift to eye level, and then you pull them in here. But of course, you can also just stretch the legs at whatever level works for you and then hug them in tight. Right leg up for scissors, left leg forward. Inhale to switch your legs. Pull one up and the other one out. Chin to your chest, gaze down your midline. You draw two beautiful arcs in the air with the path of your feet. Remember, even though the foot is pointed, the toes are still a little soft, so you're not cramping your foot. Let's end after this one. We'll pull the left leg up and leave it there. Bring the right leg to meet it. Interlace your hands. Take your hands behind the skull. Pull the elbows up and in. So double leg, lower lift. You push the legs away. On the inhale, you exhale, you deepen your belly, and you lift the legs up. Be realistic about where you can go today with your leg weight, and the range of motion you're choosing should be enough to engage the low core and challenge it, but not to overwhelm it. So in Pilates, we're always looking to see how much movement can you find without destabilizing your spine as you move your limbs. Let's do one more. That's what makes your core stronger and also builds flexibility for you. So let's twist to the right and then to the left. Elbow to knee, coming up and forward, not just sideways. Push the leg long and both hips stay grounded. So you feel that deep work into the obliques at the front of your body. Of course, they also wrap around to the side and the back, connecting into the connective tissue by your sacrum. We're going to end to the left. Come center, lay it down, pull the legs in, and then rock forward and up for spine stretch. So as you rise, you can open the legs. You can bring the arms up by your ears for the advanced spine stretch exercise. Rotate the palms in. Non-traditional, but wonderful. We're going to take an upper back extension. Keep the lower body perpendicular to the ground and waterfall the shoulder blades backwards behind you. And then the palms are forward. Look down, dive over, curve your belly up into your back as you bring your head out, over and down. Take a deep bow here. And then press into your legs and your sits bones and you rise. The arms stay by the ears. As you lift, rotate the palms back. Hold an imaginary ball here like a big stability ball and roll it across the ceiling. Look up at it. Your head can hang back if you're comfortable with that in your neck. Palms are forward. Bring the gaze forward and down and dive over. Curving forward here. Think of your body like a horseshoe resting on its side. And then press down to lift one more time. Coming up, lift the chest, take the upper back arch. And then forward again. Diving over, reach out long. Hang the head down. Now from here, open leg balance, slide forward, hold on. You take the hands through the inside of the legs, hold on to the ankles, and lift the feet. Inhale, both legs up. Stretch here, straight arms, straight legs, and exhale, pull it back. That will be an eventual goal. It might not happen initially. And then reach again. You hold the body balanced here on the sacrum, no matter where the legs are in space. When they come in, connect them together, feel the inner thighs working. And when we're to reach up and hold, just take your hands a little bit more around to the lateral side of the leg, the outside edge, and we rock. You lift the tail, look at your navel, roll back to your shoulders, and exhale, come forward to your balance. And roll back here, and exhale, dive forward and into it. So looking down, keeping the chin to the chest to keep the neck curved, to help the thoracic curve and the lumbar curve in your spine. And pause here, close the legs together, leave them in the air, and we roll back with the spine. The arms reach forward for the advanced corkscrew. So from here, if you don't want to do this, you can just circle the legs to the right, circle around to the left, keeping both hips grounded, complete the circle and reverse. It's an inhale and exhale for each of the circles. However, the more advanced work is you jackknife up through center. So we lift up, bring the legs up high, rotate the spine to the right, go down on the right side of the spine. There's a line of muscle there, 2 inches to the side. Once you're down, you circle the legs out to the right, forward, around to the left, pull them almost all the way back in. You're in the tilt as you come up, and then you center at the top, toes over third eye. Now rotate the spine to the left. Your spine stays centered on the middle of your mat. Go right down on that left side to the left hip. The legs reach out and you circle left, forward to the right. Pull almost all the way in. You're still on the tip as you lift to come up, and then unwind your body. The legs straight up into the air over your forehead. And now we go down on the side we just lifted from. So we're going down on the right, lower down, really press into the arms, into the hands, circle the legs around. You get a nice little imprint here around your sacrum. Pull in and up, lift on the twist. See how the legs and the hips are on the diagonal, and then square them off. Now we go tipping the hip to the left. The spine stays centered on your mat. Go down on the left side, then bring the legs out to circle. You're drawing that teardrop, that raindrop in the air with the path of your feet. Coming up on the right, lift center here at the top, and then we're coming all the way down center to open the legs out and lift for soft. Arms extend out slightly in front of the collarbones. Push the arms down, lengthen up. Inhale to get tall, exhale to rotate and dive. Left hand to the outside of the right leg someplace. And lift to come up, hold the twist, then unwind, and then spin to your left, diving over and stretching the arms. Elongate them away from each other. Keep the right hip down. Pull yourself up here, center, and then spiral to your right. Lengthen over, dive out, and stretch it long. Lift to come up, center, and twist, and dive again. The back palm is to the ceiling. The wrist should be straight. And one more set. This only feels good if you have enough length in the back line. If you don't, please always elevate your hips so that when you do this, it feels wonderful for your body and not like you're trying to do something while you're chained up to a fence or something and trying to drag yourself through the movement. All right, so now we're going on to your stomach here for swan. So you're gonna flip over onto the belly. And then float the head off the ground, elbows back by the armpits. Pull the elbows back as you lift the chest coming up, and then release it on down. The back does a lot of the work, but so do the arms, and that's okay. So we're gonna pull the heart forward, eyes straight up as you lift. Keep the pubic bone on the mat so that you're not just resting on your knees as you go up, but really finding more extension through the thoracic spine, the upper part by the ribs. And we go down. And then on the next one, you can lift and go into some kind of catch and release or rock. So you can pick up the hands and throw the legs in the air. Eventually the arms are out in front of you and you lift them and throw them back to your feet. Sit back in a child's pose, curve the back round and out. And then slide forward onto your elbows, Sphinx position. You push the elbows down and back, you lift the heart forward and up, and we kick the right heel in twice. 1, 2, and down. Now the left, pulse 1, 2, and down and into the right. Alternating the legs here, keeping the pelvis heavy on the ground, getting a nice stretch in your quad with every beat in, and also a little hip opening for your psoas, both because the quad is stretching, but also because you're really lifting away from your pelvis with the chest, so the ribs are being pulled away from the pelvic girdle. One last set here. And then let's lay it on down, turn your head to your right, overlap your hands on your back, 3 beats with both legs. Take a deep breath in and then exhale, pulse 1, 2, 3, push your feet into the floor. The arms reach back, you stretch them here, you go down, turning your head to your left and pulse it out 3 times. Drop the elbows, widen the blades on your back, reach the arms down, reach them back, press the feet into the ground, and down we go, turning to your right. And again, energy pulses out of your body. You push the air out of your lungs with the 3 pulses of your feet, and then arms go back, maybe intertwine the thumbs. Try to keep the wrist straight and the fingers straight as you lift. Come down and look left, and stretch your quad with every single beat. Lower the feet, last time to lift up, and then bring the hands by your side. Sit back in your child's pose. Round your back, drop your head, stack your spine from the bottom to the top. Okay. We're going to turn around for your neck pull. Feet are flexed and open, 4 to 5 inches, hands behind the base of the skull. Lift the elbows, lift the skull up, stretch the neck, lean back in a plank, tuck and roll yourself down, curve your spine into the mat, going all the way down. You can either keep the hands here or go fist into hand, lifting up, push hand to hand, exhale, dive over yourself, over your legs, lift the belly, round the back, pull the skull forward, not down. And then we articulate up from the low back to the mid back to the upper back and take it back again. Be sure you tuck before you arch your back. If you go back too far, you're going to feel the upper back curve backwards in space. We don't want that. We're going to lift here, coming up, try to bend your spine, and then round over. Elongate the spine as you pull the head forward and out, trying to match your spine to the length of your legs, and then come all the way up. Lift, and we'll do one more. So we're going to lean back, tuck and roll to the ground. And now lift to come up. Last time, push, feel that connection from your hands into your abdominals, diving over. It's one of the things that Pilates does really well with. There's many things it does well, but particularly finding that connection from your hands or your feet, your arms or your legs into your center is really what we're known for, is that integration of the core work with what's going on with the edges of your body. So now we're going to lift up into the advanced scissors and bicycle. So we're going to get ready to lift up into jackknife. Fold the knees in, stretch the legs up and out, and jackknife up. Hips go high. You can support the back of the pelvic girdle with your hands, but really push down with your elbows and push up with your feet and your tailbone. From this position, the right leg moves forward and out. And then you bring it back up next to the left leg. And then the left leg moves up, out, and away. Try to imagine it scraping across the ceiling and reaching for the far wall. And then you bring it up to lift it. Remember, don't turn your head when you're elevated your hips and you're on your shoulders. It could be potentially too much load for the cervical spine. And that could be not good news for your spinal cord. So keep your eyes can go sideways, but not your head. And lift that up. And maybe reestablish the hips into the hands. And we move into your bicycle. Right leg goes out, bend the knee, pull it back in, and as it retracts, the left leg goes forward. Imagine you're reaching your foot across the ceiling, down the wall, into the floor. And then let's reverse it. Go out low and scoop the leg up. We're working for hip extension more than anything else. And then we lift both legs up. Now my low back's a little tricky today, so I'm not going to do the advanced variation. What that would be your thumbs and fingers would go towards the belly, and you would hold your hips up in the air with the heel of your hand as you lowered one leg down, now the other. But instead, I'm going to roll down, and we're all going to end up in a bridge. So we're going to stay up in that shoulder bridge here, and then extend the right leg forward, point the foot to kick it up high, flex the foot to bring it down, point to go up, flex to lower. The goal here is to keep the pelvic halves level and elevated. Now we lift again and fold the leg, release that down. And now slide the left leg forward, point to kick it up, flex to bring it down, point lift, flex down, point lift and flex down. And actually at the most advanced level, you just leave the foot down, slide it under, hips stay up. And now we roll to the inner arm and we curl the spine down to take it all the way down to the floor, release the tail at the end. And now coming up, curve the tail up, press through your feet, you rise, the knees go forward, the hips go forward, you push down into the shoulders and you lift up into thoracic extension, roll to the inner arms and work the body down slowly to the ground, melt it down here. The tail releases at the end. We're going up one more time for kicks, starting with the left leg. So we pelvic tuck, we push the floor down with whatever is connecting to it. And then let's slide the left leg forward, flex the foot to bring it up high, point the foot to bring it down, flex to go up, point to reach it down, flex and lift, point down, and then slide the leg under, extend the right, flex and kick it high, point and stretch it away. Feel that length in the back of the leg and reach out through the soft toes. On the way down, slide that leg under, hips are elevated if they've fallen. Use the support pushing down with your feet and pushing up with your glutes. And now roll to the inner arm and bring your body all the way down to the mat. We're coming up now to sitting for spine twist. Feet together, arms extended out. Reach long through the fingertips, push the arms down. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, rotate to the right and pulse 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Lift to center and then spin to the left. 1, 2, and 3. Back to center and twist to the right. And lift here. Center and again. Center here and to the left. Center, arms lower. And we lay back down now for jackknife. We've already done rollover and maybe the advanced corkscrew, but we still want to do the inversion. So fold the knees in, lift the legs up, and you're going to press with the arms. Bring the legs up and overhead. You lift them high here, you stand in your shoulders, and then work your spine down. When the sacrum is down, when the tail is down, take the legs out to your working level, and then bring the legs up, push off the ground and lift. Find the balance on your scapula, so look up and slightly back, and then bring your body down again, pushing down into the mat for resistance, for opposition to gravity pulling your body to the floor. And we lift again, going up here. Exhale through the hard part of lifting the hips in the air. Legs go up, they're centered right over the center line of your nose, your forehead, and down we go. Slow it down, don't fall, work it to the ground. And then let's go ahead and bend the knees and lower the legs down. We're going to skip the side kicks today. I want to spend a little bit more time on some of the more advanced exercises. And so we're going to begin here with teaser. So at the most advanced level, you pull the knees in, and then you take the legs out on a diagonal, up and away. You would take the palms forward and up, lift the head, and then scoop the body up, bringing the arms alongside the legs. Hold on if you need to. Keep the legs in the air, and now you curl the tail up, and you roll the spine down. Now this would be much easier, and a good training variation would be to use a TheraBand around your feet and holding it into your hands. Squeeze the arms in along the side of the body, so you access the upper abdominals, lift again, and then we bring it down. The legs will lengthen out here as you bring your torso to the mat. And we lift one more time. My God, it's only 3. And we lift here. Now, you lower the legs slightly and lift them. Try not to move your torso. Hold your body where it is. 3 lower lifts of the legs. Good. And then we're going to push the legs away at eye level. Come all the way to the ground. Protect your back. Move your spine first, and then lower the legs. Head goes down when the feet are down. And then we do a full teaser up. Lift your head. Look at your midline. Scoop the air up with your arms like you're picking up 2 loads of diamonds here, 1 in each hand. And then push the legs away. Lift the tail and reach up with the tail. Get your spine down, and then you can move the legs down at your eye level till you're all the way down. Last one, and then we're going to do a little practice for the advanced hip circles. So you're going to come on up, lift it here like so, and this is the point at which we would do the full hip circle exercise, which would mean that the arms would go to the right, the legs to the left, everything lowers, comes around and lifts, and then you repeat. Reverse, sorry. Arms left, legs right, circle around and lift it. Now, to practice this, now that you saw what it looks like, it's a good idea to maybe start even leaning up against a wall or against like the back, like the front of your sofa. So you're in that curve and you hold your body supported. You can have your knees bent and your arms out. And then you might start learning the choreography, which is complicated for most everybody when they first try it, by taking the arms to one side, the knees to the other, and then switch. Right? So you're just going back and forth with the knees and the arms to get that feeling of them working in opposition. Hold onto your legs, rest for a second. Dive your head forward in case you need to stretch out your back. And now we're going to try little circles with the knees bent, easier than with straight legs. Arms up, you're going to circle the arms over to the right, the knees to the left, circle everything around, and then come back to center. Just do like 2 or 3 in that same direction. And then rest again. You want to be sure that your back is really slung back in a pelvic tuck, so you're not arching the back and feeling strain in the low back. We're going to go back, roll back onto your sacrum, pick up your feet. Now go in the other direction. So this time, we'll take the arms to the left and the knees right. Everything lowers, circle around and bring it up, and do that again. This choreography is challenging, and the weight that you're supporting is challenging too. So you want to build yourself into this exercise more gradually. Otherwise, it's really frustrating, and the chances are good that you could hurt your back, even just temporarily. It would feel uncomfortable, and that's not my goal for you. All right, so then after you get that down, then you can go ahead and try it, the more advanced variation, where you're back on your sacrum, the legs up, the arms up, and we circle the straight arms and legs. If this isn't where you are right now, do the bent leg version. And we usually just do 2 sets because, hello, this is difficult. And then you can go ahead and rest here, and let's open the legs and dive forward. So good. I hope that was fun and that you did it feeling the work and not getting frustrated. It's all about taking it a little piece at a time and building your strength, and also building your understanding of the exercise to do it safely for you. So anyway, after that, we would go into swimming. So you can flip over and lay onto your stomach here. Stretch the arms out, stretch the legs out behind you, lift the head, neck, and chest, and start pumping the arms and the legs. You're trying to lift up into the air with the back of your limbs. Well, you're trying to pull your heart forward and up and the eyes up as well. Stretch it out, lower it down, child's pose here. Round your back, drop your forehead, hang your head low. The next exercise we're doing, there's two of them called leg pull front and leg pull. This is done from a forward plank. So for this, we're going to start on your arms, hands spread wide. You take one leg, then the other one back into a plank. From here, let's pick the right leg up, go back through the left heel, come forward, lower the right foot, lift the left. Go back with the right heel, come forward with the chest, lower the left leg, lift the right. Back with the left heel, forward, switch your legs, one down, one lifts. Reach back through the right heel, come forward, lower the left leg, pick up the right, last one. Go back with the left and forward, lower, pick up the left leg, back with the right heel, forward here, lower the foot, and then just go ahead and sit in another child's pose. Now, of course, that exercise requires that you understand what's important in doing a plank, which is keeping the back really stable, engaging into your core and really stretching the body long in both directions. So, and then adding that little rocking movement is amazing. So the next one here, we're going to be flipped over to do a plank behind you. Traditionally in Pilates, it's done with the fingers pointing away, which is a little confusing for people who do a lot of yoga because they do a version with the fingers pointing towards the hips to do a similar exercise. But if you can't make it all the way back with the fingers pointed straight behind you, it's okay to, while you're learning it and opening up your chest, to take the hands more out to the side, but eventually you work them back so the fingers point away from your legs. And from here, you want to dig your heels a little bit into the ground. The knees softer is safer, particularly if you're someone who tends to hyperextend through their joints. And we're going to pick up the hips, support them in the air. Watch that you're not hyperextending your elbows, and the shoulders should be right over the wrist. You point the right foot, you kick it up. You flex to bring it down, you stand on the heel. You point the left leg, you flex to bring it down. Point to go up, flex to bring it down. My gaze should be either forward, or I could lay back in extension. And so could you. One more set. And then lower the hips down. Very, very nice. All right, next, we're going to look at an exercise called mermaid or side bend. I think we've done this before in this class, but again, we're going to take it a little slow here. So we'll start facing the screen. Whatever hand is down on the floor, spread it wide. Now, if you tend to hyperextend your elbows, the elbow is going to want to roll out and away, and then you're going to just end up in your joints. So think about taking the inside of the elbow, we call it the eye, and rotate it slightly in towards your waist. And that way the arm is a little softer. You'll feel a lot more work in your arm muscles, which is like one of the things we're looking for here. The legs are stacked, the top leg is in front, and you actually have the heel pressed into the base of the toes, the metatarsals right here, for a connection. The top arm is on your leg, and we're going to look at that hand and then lift your hips up as you scoop the arm overhead. So this is your mermaid. You go up, the bottom legs support you, you side bend over, you're opening your chest to the wall in front of you, and then you can bring it down. Start by lowering the hips all the way down and re-engage. If you need to shake out your bottom hand, do so. It's a lot of pressure on the wrist if you're not used to this. If you find that it's too much for the wrist, the flexion there, you can always pad your wrist up with like a folded washcloth or towel, right? And then let's do this again. So notice the knees are slightly bent. You don't want to be all the way out, because if you did that, you would end up in a side plank, which is one of the next exercises to come. But having the knees bent moderately in, heels, back heels in line with your tailbone, you look at the hand, and again, we lift up. So you push into the arm, you push into your feet. The arm doesn't support the whole weight of your body. Your feet support you, and your bottom leg supports the top one. Try to lift the waist and the ribs and drop the head. And then you have to work into your lat to go down with control. So you're not just collapsing to the ground, you're working your way down. That was really good. So let's do one more like that. Look at your hand, press your feet together and into the floor, and we lift to come up. So you're coming up here. You drop your head down. You side bend in the air. Legs are straight and your butt is in line with your shoulders and your head. And then bring it on down. Control to the ground. And we're just going to flip to the other side. I'm going to be able to see you. Traditional classical work, we would just turn our back to the camera and just keep the feet and the hands in the same position. But for the purpose of Zoom, this works really well. If you have any bracelets on, arrange them so they're not going to be under your hand when you lift. So spread the hand wide. It's a little bit in front of the shoulder. As you lift, notice that your shoulder should come right over your wrist. So legs squeeze together. The top leg is in front. Heel to the base of the toes. Look at your top hand. Push yourself forward and up. Your arm rises overhead. You try to lift your waist so that the head is lower. Imagine that you are making a bridge over the skull and then come on down. Come all the way down and settle in. Move away so you don't get away from my hanging toys here. And let's lift to come up again. So you start looking. You bring your gaze forward and up. And let the bottom leg squeeze the top leg up out of the ground, off the floor. Come down, work through your lat. The arm stays straight, but you lower the spine to come down and land softly on your hip. One more time like this. Look at the hand again. And we come up, scoop the air. Lift the waist, drop the head here. And we bring it on down. There's a whole series of these side planks that we do in the advanced work, and we're going to just start working on them each week, one by one. So that was your mermaid or side bend. Now, next, I'd like to do your boomerang, which combines a lot of exercises you probably already have done. So we're going to sit with the legs stretched in front of you. Take your right heel and lift it, cross it over the left ankle, and your hands start down at your side. So our eventual goal is to be able to press to the ground and lift the legs without leaning back. Now, a lot of studios don't teach it that way. They allow you to roll back and pick up the legs, which is much easier. So that's always a possibility while you're working into the full form of the exercise. But a good way to start to practice this is to have your back against a wall, press down through your fist or your hand, depending on what kind of works for your body's proportions. And then see, can you push down and think of your psoas muscle. It's a big, thick muscle the size of your fist that runs alongside each side of your spine from the rib cage down, goes deep under the abdominal organs, over the pubic bone and connects into the top inner thigh bone. So let's just press down and think about the psoas on the right, driving down to pick up your right leg a little bit and bring it down. So see, can you lift the leg and soften through the front of the hip in the crease? So you're working for a muscle that's very deep in the body to pick up the leg. Now, it's easy to say that and really hard to find it. But that's one of the eventual things that will happen in Pilates is you do so much work with your legs and supporting them from your core that you can eventually find that deep psoas muscle. And then let's uncross. So you're not relying on your superficial quad muscle here that crosses both the hip and the knee to pick up the weight of your leg. It's not designed for that. You'll feel that you're gripping through your hips when you do that. So again, push down, picture that psoas like a big cobra or something sliding down alongside your spine and curving underneath you to pick up the leg and lower it down. You're gonna lift the left leg and lower it back against the wall. Yeah, okay. And then let's shake up the legs and come away from the wall. Let's see what happens here. So we're gonna press down into the arms. The whole exercise involves a lot of different things. So we're going to push down, lift the legs up, roll back as if you're doing rollover, uncross the legs, recross them, come up and roll up into a teaser position. The arms go back, you spread them back, you interlace the thumbs, you lift, and then you dive your head and your feet down and your chest forward, arms lift. From here, release the arms, thumbs go up, palms are forward, you circle the arms around, and bring them down by your feet. Connect your hands to the mat and then spine stretch up as your hands slide along the ground. You end up vertical with your spine. Let's do that again. So now the left foot is crossed over the right. Push down to lift the legs, roll back. Eventually head is off the air or off the floor. It's in the air. and you roll forward and up. Find that teaser as you arrive. Arms circle back. Pull. It's like you're pulling your navel through your spine. You dive over, lower the head to lower the legs. Suck the belly into the spinal curve. Lift the arms. Release the hands, thumbs up. Arms reach back, and then you sweep them forward. You bring your hands down by your side. The shoulders are still melting down your back, and you articulate up to lift. We'll do one more set. So press down to lift the legs. Roll back, head and neck off the ground, legs overhead. Open recross. My equipment's a little in the way. Let's come up and lift here. And then circle the arms back, reach and hold them together if possible. Then you lift the arms as you dive the head forward and the feet forward. Arms lift, circle, thumbs up. Wrap the arms forward by your ankles, shoulders stay down on your back. Articulate up. We have one more. So we're going to press down, lift the legs, roll back to your blades, open the legs, recross. The hair can touch the mat, but the head shouldn't rest into it. Take the arms forward. You're in teaser with crossed ankles. You reach the arms back, suck the belly into the curve of your spine to find opposing force for the diving forward of your body. Lift the arms, release the hands, sweep the arms forward and around, and then you can stack all the way up, and we are done for today. So good. So I'm going to try to teach you some of the more advanced work each session. And so even though we only have a 45-minute session, we'll be able to get through the whole series, hopefully by the end of term. All right. Thank you so much for joining me for class, and I look forward to seeing you.